We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris, and we have a fun show today, so I'm going to get right into it. We have a guest, Mr. Rattan. Joea, how do I say that again?
Rattan
Joea from Opoli. Okay,
that's such a fun name. We shouldn't have trouble mispronouncing.
It
Joea.
is like Monopoly, and I think that's where it comes from. So why don't you start out? Tell us a little bit about Opoli and where the name comes from.
Oh, think about it, right? Think about an opportunity and a monopoly coming together. So creating an opportunity for everyone. But it's an idea that came from after me having a 20+ years experience. Being as a small business owner and starting my own from one van, and today we're serving over millions of people in Los Angeles. So it's always been a challenge. I wanted to figure out what can I do to level the playing field for small business owners.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit more then about what does Opoli do, and what's the primary function of your company?
Well, primary functions, we are in a transportation and technology business.
Okay.
We provide a full-service transportation to and from all Southern California airports. And actually, we're now doing our soft launch in San Diego, which we were very excited about it. We were the first company to authorize by the airport, where we can actually pick you up from the airport and take you wherever you need to go in San Diego. More importantly, that our technology that you can literally click on the button. Your driver will be there just in a minute, and which is commercially insured. These folks, that's what they do for a living, and above all, you're going to get a really good value.
Okay, so tell me how this differs when you talk about some of the big services out there, the Ubers and what have you. How does this differ from that?
Well, I'm glad you're asking me that question. But I think when you talk about Uber and others, I look at it that really what they have done to the industry is that we had all these regulations. It was long overdue in the industry, over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it very, very difficult for operators like even us to provide a good service because of all the regulations. But I think what Uber is able to do is that it deregulated this industry.
Right.
And it depends how one can take advantage of it, which we did. We wanted to create a technology that is out there, which is, I call it's a raw technology. You got a lot of part-time folks that the private pickup people and drop off. Our idea was, how do we make this standardize it, professionalize the service?
Right.
So as a consumer, you feel good. Actually, not even feel good, but you feel safe. Mm-hmm. All of our drivers are fully commercially insured. They're regulated by the Public Utility Commission. They are full-time folks that's what they do for a living and feed their families.
Yeah, so it's not just some random people off the street, that throw a little sign on their car and maybe, a couple hours a week, they pick people up for rides. Because that kind of, as a lady, it kind of makes me a little nervous.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
These are like professional.
These are professional drivers that, this is what they do for a living. And they have families.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it's very near, dear, close to my heart.
Because that's how you got started, right?
Yeah, I was there. I done it. It's hard work. It's nothing easy. But one thing I know about this country is it's not about if you are willing to do it. Opportunity is there. You can do amazing thing. And I would encourage everybody, once you do that, don't forget to give back.
Yeah. How did you get to where you are? Tell me where you started and how did Opoli come about?
Oh, how I started is as starting a van, picking up people from point A to point B, taking them to the airport, and then slowly, helping and rebuilding and working hard and, getting family involved and build it to where it is today. We're serving all Southern California airports. We have a network throughout the country. We serve over 60 airports.
Wow. So how many vans is that?
Well, we have about 300 vehicles here in Southern California.
Wow.
And these are folks are full-time folks that's what they do for a living. And we have a network and over 2,000 vehicles throughout the country.
Yeah, so from starting with one van, here you are with like 300 vehicles.
It's
awesome.
amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing to what this is. It's much bigger than what it is. What I'm trying to do. We want to have a collaboration from other folks. Even Uber, they can help us how we can actually level the playing field for every small business owners, and also how do we lift them up.
Well, tell us a little bit about how would that work? How does it work where, we go from transportation to you're going to be doing a lot of other things within Opoli, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So our goal is really to build a platform and give this tool to anybody who want to provide a service. That is any vertical. You could soon you can be able to book on hotels and other things, or you can have a plumber and you can have somebody want to clean your pool, whatever it is.
It almost sounds like the Amazon of services.
It'll be great, great if we get there. So our dreams are big.
It's a website. It's an app. Tell us how the technology itself works.
So it is a web base as well as a primary. It's an app. You download it from the iTunes or Android, and after that it's a click of the button, and you can. For right now, you can get transportation. If you are traveling to where, the holiday coming up, traveling to and from the airport, we're the folks who take you from your home to wherever, stress-free.
Okay. Interesting.
Key word, stress-free.
So the primary route is to and from the airport.
And that's what's available right now. The unique thing with us we wanted to do a couple things. One is how do we cut down the pollution? Second thing is, how do we cut down the congestion? Mm-hmm. What has happened is that we wanted to do things responsibly, is to every one of our vehicle, because we do share ride, exactly take off three vehicles off the road by doing a share ride, and cut down about 30% of pollution. So, end of the day, is it's going to be sharing a ride. This is one of the things that we're different, because what happens, I have a friend of mine who lives in Santa Monica, and in their neighborhood where they used to see a couple hundred cabs in the area,
right.
Now there's thousands of vehicles, thousands of cabs that are coming from other towns into Santa Monica, driving people around. But what is that's happening is now you have, you can't get out of your house literally. Yeah. And you got the noise, you got the pollution, you got a lot more cabs actually basically, in your neighborhood, and comes with the crime and everything else. So I think that we wanted to take that and change it. One of the things that we're very, very excited about our share ride, is that we can actually provide you the service from your home to work.
Ooh, that's a great idea. Now, you doing that everywhere, or is that just something you're going to expand to here in San Diego?
This is something we like to do in San Diego.
Ooh.
And think about for a second, when I was actually sitting in one of the office and
you're going to have somebody with a Rolls Royce for Andrea. You know that.
Yeah,
absolutely,
hello.
absolutely. By the way,
hat.
Well, the thing is, the beautiful part is this: you actually have an option, right? So you, as a consumer, you can literally pick up the app, and we recommend the price, what you want to pay, and then you can actually, reduce it for a few dollars or whatever you want.
Negotiate.
So, I don't think it's a negotiation. I think it's a matter of choosing, do you want to drive in the Rolls Royce or drive in the multi-passenger van?
Okay.
I'll
pay a little extra.
Am I correct?
I think you're both correct. Yeah. That's we give you as a consumer. So the idea is, you as a consumer and the service provider, you agree to what do you want to provide a service for, right? But at the same time, you as a consumer get to pick whether you want somebody with a Tesla, whether you want to do somebody with Rolls Royce. Right? Because you get to choose the vehicle. You can literally go on our app. It happens within 30 seconds, by the way.
Ooh, I love that.
That's a great idea.
Ride to work in style. Then you get some work done on the way there. You got somebody else in the traffic, dealing with that. I love it.
Well, I think it's a great idea. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest is Mr. Rattan Joea from Opoli. I think it's a great idea. I think that, number one, you stop and think about people like me, okay? What I do for a living is I get out and I have to see a lot of people in a lot of different locations. Doesn't always mean that it's going to work if I have to go up to Orange County or LA, because that's more of a commute versus a connection. But if I can turn around and have a service that's within minutes of getting together, I don't have to worry about having a car. I mean, this would be more like New York.
You don't have to worry about
easy
parking
communication
and,
not communication, but transportation everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
well, an example just recently in Kansas City when I was there Thursday and Friday of last week, we took a taxi, and the lady that was driving it, we said we were going to go to this barbecue place. It was recommended. Said, no, well, that's where all the tourists and travelers go. So we asked, where do you eat? She says, when do you want to go? I said, well, tomorrow night. Says, what time? And I'll take you to the place that all the locals eat at. It was fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
It's such a resource if you have a driver who really knows the community and the town, and especially if you are from out of town. It's a few of us, we just go there, how much does it cost, and we leave.
Now, one of the things before the show that you were talking about, Rattan, was how this can be replicated for so many different services, and it's a way to lift people up, maybe even globally, economically. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I really believe is how what's number one issue I would say that in the world is come down to economic, because I think that if you don't have the resources or nothing to live for, or you don't understand what is happening, what are these folks, these kids, what are they going to turn out to? I was in India a couple of years ago. I can literally see the kids, a 10 years old kid, 12 years old kid, begging on the street. So what can I do? How could I help? What could I provide? So when we were actually coming with this idea on Opoli, it wasn't about a transportation. It was about how do I give back? What is that we can do to make a difference? So this is why it was created, because I believe that if I can give this piece of technology, even to those folks, they're those kids or whatever, they can use this technology instead of going out there and begging and doing that, and then maybe their parents, who they can then put their kids to school, because at the end of the day, it's an education.
Yeah. Well, what I like about it more than anything, I mean, the service itself is fabulous, but what I appreciate on this is you are not a company that has built millions and billions of dollars worth of business, and you're sitting in your penthouse and saying, how can I make more money? You're a guy that came, pardon me, from the street and moved your way up. Literally. You've been there and done all that, and you've grown it. So my hat's off to you. I think you've done a fabulous job on this.
Well, thank you so much. I think this really comes down to an opportunity, and it's been given to me. I took advantage of it. And when you're really talking about, American dream, people have the same story like me, but the difference between all of us, or especially for me, is the journey. It's a journey that took to where I am today. I couldn't get this kind of education anywhere else other than living in it every day. Understanding and all the challenges, overcome every challenges, reinvesting back into the company. I never, think about my employees first before I think about anything else, because to me that makes me makes me happy when I sign the checks. Not only that, I have a responsibility. When I think about it, I got to think about 300, 400 families who's working in the company.
Whose life you've changed.
Whenever I want to make a decision, I think about them before I do that.
How is the San Diego market compared to the other markets your company's in?
I think San Diego market is fantastic for us. I think this is very, very natural for what we're trying to do, because we are driven by cause. And it really comes down to the lifestyle. We want people to be able to provide you a lifestyle that you can cut down the traffic and cut down the congestion. You can click of the button, we can take you to and from work and wherever else you need to go. So you can take your Bentley to dinner when you want to do it, and keep it in your garage.
Yeah. And Andrea can have her Rolls Royce taken her to dinner too.
There you go.
Why not, baby?
Yeah. So, well, we are running short on time. Tell our listeners how they find out more about Opoli.
Well, you can just get to the iTunes and download the app from Android or at the iPhone. But also, we will also like to offer for our listenership to give them some kind of a teaser, and they can also try your service and see how it is.
Just like Andrea, always a teaser, right?
Yeah, why not?
But I think it'll be more than that once they have it. So we would like to give some promo code, what we call it, a Opoli Air. So a listener can go to put an Opoli Air as a promo code, and they get a free ride to anywhere in downtown area.
Awesome. Great. Let's spell that out for everybody.
Opoliair.
Awesome.
Great.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us, and we look forward to following up more and staying on top of your great venture here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170, theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.